Hey guys, today it is me, Noah Baldi, and I'm by myself. But I didn't really have an idea for a podcast that wasn't gonna take like forever to do. And I'm the movie guy, so I decided I would do a review of Project Hail Mary, the movie that released in 2026. I just watched it last night, and it is very worthwhile seeing in theaters. Um, it's just to start off. Where we'll start is the um the plot, the visuals. It is a very phenomenal movie. It's definitely one of those movies that you just have to get a theater experience to watch. Um, it's best watched in the theater, I would say. The sound, the music, the visuals. It is a very movie theater esque movie that is just it has to be watched in theaters to get the full grasp of it. Um, it's directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Phil Lord has done some stuff like um he's the one who did the Spider Verse movies. He's got a bunch of Lego movies under his name. 21 Jump Street, actually, that's kind of cool. Yeah, he more of a children's movie kind of director. And then we have Chris Miller, who is they're basically right hand men to each other. They've worked on a bunch of similar projects. They're definitely a duo kind of directors. Um, but yeah, they both have some incredible movies under their belts. Spider Verse, like very character driven movies, I would say. Um, and that's exactly what Project Hail Mary is. And one of my favorite actors of all time, Ryan Gosling, plays Ryland Grace, who is the main character in this movie. And start off, I think Ryan Gosling is easily one of I don't know if he's my favorite actor of all time. I don't know if I could give that to someone, but um Ryan Gosling is definitely top 5, maybe even 3 actors of all time for me. He is just such, especially with the character work he does in this movie. Like for a lot of the movie, he is by himself, and he's just he's got no one to bounce off of but himself, and like his ship talks to him and stuff, but just a very phenomenal job by him. And honestly, just the acting alone could be a reason why you go see it. And another really good portrayal is I don't James Ortiz. He's he voices the secondary main character, and that is Rocky. Now I'm sure we're not gonna get into any heavy spoilers, but Rocky is the rock alien that Ryan Gosling talks to in the movie. It's the secondary main character. Um, After watching the movie, I really want Rocky. I forget what they're called. Maybe you should look that up. Rocky Project Hail Mary Mary Species. Um, cause I forget his name, but they had a couple scientists work on this movie, and actually they created a planet. They created actually a couple different planets, and obviously they created a whole new species. And just it's just so the reason I got so entranced with the movie, not just because the acting, visuals, story, it's just the like scientific like the scientific explanation behind everything. And obviously Rocky, I looked it up. Rocky is a Erdarian, a spider-like silicate-based alien species from the planet Erid. He's about 2 feet tall and blind. And you'd think at first like he's just a pile of he's just a spider rock with no face, like, but it's actually super interesting how they explain how he can talk. Ryan Gosling, Grace obviously figures out how to get Rocky to talk. He's the one that figures it out. But it's just so interesting seeing the way Rocky sees the world, and he doesn't have a face. He has no senses, and it's kind of like an echolocation thing, where the only way he speaks is through like vibrations and stuff, and then the way he sees things is through it's kind of like echolocation, but it's more of like solid things he can see. So like in the movie, there's a part where Grace is trying to communicate with Rocky before he gives him a voice, and um it's it's very interesting seeing how Grace figures out how to communicate with him. And Grace does this thing where he get into some light spoilers. There's a part in the movie where Grace shows Rocky a clock. This is when they first meet, and Grace is trying to communicate with Rocky, and Rocky like obviously can't understand him, and Grace is trying to show him a clock to see if he knows numbers. But Rocky's vision is based off of uh what do you like I don't even know, like it's his vision is based off of like solid objects. Like it's um like he the only way he can see things is if it has like ridges or is like sticking out, So Grace takes the numbers on the clock and he puts tape over them, so that way they can have a like a solid. It's not basically just a picture or a photo. It's like a physical solid thing that sticks out, and that's how Rocky's able to see the numbers. And I just thought it was so like Rocky is just one of the most unique and just so interesting aliens that I've ever seen in a movie, because you would think that a rock spider that can't live in I is like oxygen and nitrogen is deadly to him. You would not be able to even come up with a concept like that. And just the fact that they were able to do it, make it work, and they made it make sense is just it's just so like crazy to me. I definitely think that's one of the reasons I love the movie so much, is because of the science behind it. And obviously from the trailers and stuff you can see that the sun is dying, and later in the movie you find out that Earth's sun isn't the only one dying, that there's actually many suns in the like galaxy that are dying. And basically trying to about half of the movie is them trying to figure out why. It's mainly Ryan Gosling, doing science stuff, and then they try to find out why. And then I would say the third the 3/4, yeah, I would say about a quarter of the movie is them finding out a solution, and then another quarter is them simply trying to get back home. And you'll if you watch the movie, you'll see at the end of the movie why that's so important, and what 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 Ryan Gosling or Grace actually ends up doing. Um, yeah, I just think it's Rocky. And by the end of the movie, like I was almost crying. I don't cry to movies very often, but unless like a dog dies or something, then I'm a mess. But just by the end of the movie, you'll just be in love with Rocky. Like I said at the beginning, I want to pet Rocky so bad because he's just honestly such a good character and hilarious, but he's also like pretty tragic at times. It's just perfect character work for an alien that doesn't even like make sense. And I have it pulled up here. He actually communicates through musical tones and chords, and that's how Ryan Gosling figured out he how he talks. And there's a big explanation, and there's a huge scene about it, them learning to communicate. But it's just really interesting how um, Ryan Gosling's character Grace is just able to troubleshoot and figure all this stuff out about Rocky and about space and about the parasites that are killing the sun and like there's this whole thing with the it's called like the Andromeda line, I think, something like that. I can actually pull it up. This isn't getting into any spoilers or anything. Um, the Petrova line, and the Petrova line is basically the first half of the movie. It gets kind of explained in the beginning, and then you kind of just gotta watch to understand it. Um, but it's there's a lot of science stuff that's kind of hard to comprehend until like until unless you're really invested in the movie. But yeah, and Ryan Gosling's character like is just so like he has nothing really to live for, and then by the end of the movie he has everything to live for, I would say. And it's just really beautiful what the character work in this movie is. And um yeah, that's all I basically wanted to say. um if I were to rank Project Hail Mary out of 10, I would say character work and plot and story would definitely be a 10. The acting is phenomenal, and just the story behind every character is phenomenal. Um um just the science stuff does get a little confusing at times, and it's kind of just they're kind of just, especially Ryan Gosling going on rants and stuff. It's kind of just you gotta just not even listen to what he's saying, and you kind of just gotta be like, oh, well, that makes sense that works, I guess. But yes, that's basically all I had to say about Project Hail Mary. It's definitely recommend, and I would go see it in theaters if you are able to. It's a very theater oriented movie, and definitely worth the money. I would. I don't. I don't know if it's going to be one of the best movies of 2026, or I think it's going to be one of the best movies of 2026. But there's some tough competition coming up in these next few months, so maybe we'll do a movies of 2026 review. I do plan throughout the summer and next semester. I do plan to just go see movies in the movie theaters more often. So maybe I'll do a ranking of every 2026 movie. But I also did realize that I forgot a few movies in my movies of 2026 that we're excited to see. I actually forgot a few movies, and one of them was Project Hail Mary. But another one was He Man. Um, I can't think of any. There was a few that I missed that I was pretty upset. But yeah. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. It'd make you feel better. And yeah, have an amazing day.